If they just get sober, everything would be great. If they would just go to therapy, everything would be awesome. If they would just do XYZ, we would be perfect. If they would just do this, blah, blah, blah. If they. I see this all the time where we're constantly putting our effort and our energy into this hope of if the other person gets better, then everything will be okay. Here's why this is dangerous. It can keep you stuck in false hope and just putting everything into this one person. It just means that your happiness depends on this person getting sober or this person getting help for their trauma. If this person would just do all of these things, then everything would be perfect. And that's false hope because it's going to keep you stuck. It's going to keep you stuck in this denial phase, if you will. And I know that that's such a comfortable place to be. When my husband was in treatment, they told me, oh, denial is a very comfortable place to be. And when we're stuck in denial, there's no growth. There's no personal growth. There's no shifting. It's going to be just focusing on somebody else instead of what we can control. It's also giving away your power. Whenever you're focusing on what they're doing and you just say that everything will be fine if they just get better. What about you and your power? What can you control? We're trying to put all of it into them and thinking that we can control them, we can inspire them, we can influence them, we can challenge them, which, yeah, we can do a little bit of that. I mean, challenging and inspiring, you try that, you exhaust all your options, but it can only go so far. Sometimes they're not willing to accept your challenge. Sometimes they're not willing to accept your influence. Like, they're just going to do what they want to do. And that's where you have to figure out what you're willing to tolerate and not. Let's shift the perspective into if I would only, if I would do this, if I would do that, if I would live by my values, things would be great. If I would live by who I want, how I want to live, if I control what I can control within my own life, then I'm going to have peace and clarity. I'm going to be happy. This is shifting the power back onto yourself. That's fucking empowering. That's amazing. Instead of saying, if they do this, if they get sober, things will be great. What if you just focus on you and shift the perspective on if I start taking care of myself, if I start focusing on my children, if I start focusing on what I want, if I start doing all the things that would make me happy, you're shifting that power back into yourself. And that's amazing. You're not powerless, you're not helpless, you're not any of these things. But whenever we still keep focusing on them and we think that everything will be great once they change, I guarantee you there's going to be something, even if they change, there's going to be something that's still going to hold you back because you're still focusing on external factors instead of focusing on what you can control and what you want out of this life. So this is just a challenge, guys. Instead of saying if they get help, everything would be great, focus to if I get help, everything would be great.